video 2 of week 1. I have realized, and I've explained to some of the students, for example, when they were talking about something, they would sign like "ew" in their lap down at the ground. And I've had to tell them, I can't see that. I don't know what you're saying. And then they'll pick it up and put it at my eye level, and then I'm like, okay, now I understand. So that has been a definite challenge with all the different grades of students and just their lack of interest in some things, and some are really interested, but other students and their lack of interest, and of course going to school. And every child is like that at some point. It's school. But in regards to understanding, I can't understand signs that are down in their laps. So I've told them that if they're wanting to talk to the teacher, I need to pretty much see it. I'm like, I can't see that. And they've worked with me in regards to any finger spelling. If they can tell that I'm missing it, they'll sign it again and they'll sign it slower. And that is very helpful for me. I did learn a couple new vocabulary words. Students don't sign this for gray. They sign this, which was new to even one of the deaf aides. He was like, that? The sign is this. And I explained to him that I've seen all the students signing gray. So now I'm using gray. Otherwise, I would sign this. And he was like, yeah, I understand. I was originally signing ruler like this for measure, and they showed me they use this for ruler, which I did not know. And then for glue, Eddie showed me to do this, but another student, she showed me they use G. So they use a G in the hand to sign for glue. We also discussed light and dark colors, and I was signing it like that, and Eddie explained, well, this is dark outside, which I know that, but I saw some of the students use this, so I tried to use their signs. That's what I've learned. You use your consumer signs. If they sign something, you try to match their signing. So that way they can better comprehend what you're saying. But Eddie said we could use this or this. And I saw some students using this in regards to the dark colors. And then he also said you could just use it all in your facial expressions, like blue, dark blue, light blue, and you don't even need to add the signs light or dark, which is very cool and interesting. I like that. I only use the facial expressions just to show the difference in tones of color. And in regards to mixing the colors, I was using this, and Eddie said you could also use this. So I did a mixture of this, and then as well as just take red and blue and mix it together. I would just change depending on the students and how well they were paying attention or not paying attention to me. Some other things, let's see. Hold on, I lost my train of thought. Oh, one other piece of feedback Eddie gave me on the first day is Elizabeth would ask if the students had any questions. And so I would in turn sign it, do you have any questions? But in all the classes, I was getting no questions. So I thought, well, maybe it's how I'm signing it. Or maybe they think they have to ask me the question. I didn't know. But they just weren't asking any questions. And I was even given examples like, what's my favorite color? And where was I born? Just different things. And nobody would ask anything. So in one class I decided to say, do you have any questions? like questions in regard to her. So Eddie told me to make sure that I use myself as the person of reference because I'm interpreting for Elizabeth and not direct it towards her, which I explained to him. I was just trying something a little different to see if I maybe got a different response, but I got the same response. There was still no questions. So I learned from that it didn't matter. They just weren't in the mood to ask questions. And I knew that I was supposed to reference myself, but I figured I would try something a little different and see if I got a different result. Anyways, there is definitely differences in each student's capabilities, in their learning style, and I've realized that, and I knew this already, but I'm hoping that Elizabeth will pick up on it and not necessarily cater to their disability, but understand why there's differences in their work. And my major problem with her teaching style is all the projects she's using for this school year so far. She has said, this is what I did in college, and this is what I did in college. And I haven't explained to her, but I've thought and wanted to scream out loud, well, this is not college. This is elementary, middle school, and high school. Hold on, babe. So, maybe you should be doing something different besides your college art projects. But, whatever. That's the way she's going to teach her art class, and that's how she's going to teach it. It's not my say. I haven't told her that, but that's just my opinion. Anyways. As far as what I've learned about myself, and maybe I've already made the mistake, but like the Mommy and Me, when they did their painting, and they were mixing the colors, I wanted them to all have extra palettes so they could mix the colors on the palettes, because it was a lot easier for the students that actually had extra palettes. And Elizabeth would never wash them out. So the Mommy and Me, and the niceness that I have, I would wash some of them out and bring them and give them to the kids so they had something. And she told me, she was like, you don't have to do that, which I knew that, and I know as an interpreter I'm not supposed to, but I volunteered myself to do it, but I just felt like the kids really needed it in order to work better and get their work finished. And as far as I've seen in her, she just explains to me, I'm too tired to get up and go wash the ballots out. I'm too tired to do this. And I'm too hungry. I'm starving. And just complaint. And Darlene and I have both discussed this with Eddie and all her complaints. And her teaching style. Hopefully, like I said, since she was the only art teacher that applied for the job and was capable of doing the job, hopefully she'll learn about deaf culture through all three of us and learn signs. Every morning I try Eddie's practice signs with her on Tuesdays and Thursday, and I've taken upon myself to help her with the signs. You want to practice signs today? Just to help her out and help her with the signs that Eddie's already working on with her, just to regurgitate them and get her hands going, so that way she can interact with the students and they feel like she's trying. And hopefully it turns out okay when we're not there to interpret for her there or anymore. Anyways, I've learned I've still got a long way to go as an interpreter. I've got to pick up on fingerspelling faster, the different signing ability of all the different students is a very wide range, which I knew that. But some will sign slower, some sign fast, some just don't have the signing abilities there. And as far as myself, I can always learn more and practice with more consumers, and that way I will be able to better interpret and understand different signing styles and different signing abilities, and to be more confident when I voice for someone is a definite need of mine. Anyways, that was week 1.